Okay, so nice little problem solving question here involving income tax. So income tax, not overly common at Leaving Cert higher level, but it has appeared in recent times, and so it's something that people definitely have to look over. And this is a problem solving question where we're going to need to use a little bit of algebra to solve it as well. So we're going to start by writing down what net tax is, or what tax due or tax payable is. So net tax, or the tax payable, or we can call it the tax due. And the way we calculate something like that is we would work out the amount of tax that's paid at the standard rate. So I'm going to call that the standard tax. And we would add to that the amount of tax paid at the higher rate. Let's call that the higher tax. And then we would subtract the tax credits. And if you do that, you're going to get what's called the tax due or the tax payable. Now we're told that once we calculate this tax bill, that's equal to 1/6 of Martha's gross income, which is X. It's equal to 1/6 of X. So let's try and turn this into an algebraic equation. So the standard tax is 20% on the first 40,000. So we have 40,000 is the cutoff point, and Martha's going to pay 20% tax on that 40,000. So that's going to be 0.2, 20% as a decimal, multiplied by 40,000. So that's the amount of tax she's going to pay at the standard rate. For the higher tax is tax paid on earnings above 40,000. Now we don't know how much above 40,000 that Martha earns, but given that her gross income is X, the amount over 40,000 is X minus 40,000. So for example, if we figure out that Martha had earned a gross wage of 50,000, well, 50,000 minus 40,000 is 10,000. 10,000 would have been paid at the higher rate. Now, what is the higher rate? The higher rate of tax is 40% or 0.4. So when we add the tax paid at the standard rate to the tax paid at the higher rate, that's called our gross tax. We subtract from that the tax credits, and it's that amount that's equal to 1/6 of Martha's gross wage. So 20% of 40,000, the amount of tax paid at the standard rate is 8,000 euros. Plus, now we're going to expand the brackets by multiplying here. So 0.4 by x is 0.4x. 0.4 by 40,000 is 16,000. And then we minus the tax credits, 3,550. And that's equal to 1/6 x. So what we have here is a linear equation. And we are going to bring the x terms to the left and the number terms to the right to solve for x. So on the left hand side I have 0.4x. I'm going to subtract 1/6 x from both sides. And then on the right hand side I'm going to add 3,550 to both sides. I'm going to subtract 8,000 from both sides. I'm going to add 16,000 to both sides. Now if we do 0.4x minus 1/6x, I mean, we can do 0.4 minus 1/6 on the calculator. If we want to not use the calculator yet, we could say that 0.4 is 2/5. 2/5 x minus 1/6 x, common denominator of 30. 2/5 x is the same as saying 12 x over 30, minus 1/6 x is the same as saying 5x over 30. So 12x minus 5x over 30 is 7x over 30. Now look, you would have got 7 over 30 if you did 0.4 minus 1/6. Now on the right hand side, if we sum those together, we get 11,550. I could divide both sides by 7/30ths now, or what I can do is I could multiply both sides by 30, so 11,550 multiplied by 30, and then divide both sides by 7. And if I do that, I get 49,500 euros. And that's Martha's gross wage. So a nice worded algebra question, but students would need a little bit of knowledge about the difference between standard tax and higher tax and how tax credits work. Something very common to a Leaving Cert ordinary level student, but for a Leaving Cert higher level student, it's very important to look over that topic as well.